Hello my friends, welcome back to another video. Here with me, Arne. Today we're playing Team Handshake Soldier List, the arguably best deck in the best team in the world. And this Soldiers list wasn't piloted by everyone on the team. They were split on 3 different decks. They played Esper, Control, they played Soldiers, and then they played Golgari midrange. You saw Anthony Lee making top 8 with Golgari, and you saw Simon Nielsen. This is Simon Nielsen's Soldiers list making top 8 with Soldiers. Simon Nielsen also got to be Player of the Year. Congratulations to him, much deserved, amazing player, really fun guy, good friend of mine. And yeah, he did it with Soldiers, and this is a bit of a unique take on Soldiers. It does not go all in on the Soldiers synergies. It plays a middling thing. It doesn't play, most importantly, it doesn't play Valiant Veteran, which, you know, I mean, that just seems to be the obvious Soldiers card, right? You can't name a deck Soldiers in Standard and then not play that card, can you? And also doesn't play any of the free drops, right? Soul Strike Officer, I think it's called, the one that makes 1/1s, draws cards when you have Soldiers, etc. And then the Veteran that gives pumps your creatures, and then whenever a Soldier dies, you get a 1/1 Soldier. So yeah, what is this deck trying to do instead? It is more of a convoke out Knight-Errant of Eos deck and chain them, build a big board, and then play Harbin, swing for 20 whatever damage in the air. It's going to be a lot, especially if you have a vetting announcement flipped into a vetting festivity as well. So that is the game plan. So we see Lunarch Veteran, which is not a soldier at all, but it is a small creature, 1-drop creature that helps ramping out your Knight-Errant, and it gains you life and buys you time. So if your opponent has Shielded going, attacks you with creatures, you have not Lunarch Veteran, you're gonna gain like 6, 7, 8 lives per game, especially if you have a turn 1, of course. And then at that point, you can just build your board, make this appear perhaps up to protect yourself against some sort of sweeper or what have you, like a really powerful effect that's gonna disrupt your game plan. And then at that point, you just boom, play Harbin, swing for everything, and kill them, or just chain Knight-Errants. Build a huge board. Knight-Errant every time draws you 2 creatures pretty much. I mean, not every time. It should, of course, you wanted to do that, but it only looks at the top 6, so there's a fail rate, of course. Yeah, so that is what the deck is trying to do. We also have Regal Bunnicorn here as a 2-off. The deck is quite good against removal, because most of its creatures are cheap. Bunnicorn is sort of the best thing you can kill with a Go for the Throat, but then you still trade it 2 mana for 2 mana, so that's a fine deal. And yeah, Zephyr Sentinel is a huge card in the deck, sort of glues the deck together. And especially if you play against the deck, you have to be really aware of this card and don't make any mistakes. I've gotten a lot of people with Zephyr Sentinel, and Simon has gotten them a lot. Like, you have to really carefully play with your removal around this card to not give them like the optimal. For example, if you go for the Throat Knight-Errant of Eos and then they respond with a Zephyr Sentinel, bounce the Knight-Errant, then play the Knight-Errant again. That's just brutal. So yeah, you gotta be very careful there. Yeah, and that is pretty much the deck. We have 1 Werefox Bodyguard to find as a removal creature with the Knight-Errant in a longer game, and of course 4 Vetting Announcement, because this card is just absolutely stellar. Yeah, just a phenomenal card, maybe the best card in Standard. Definitely top 3 or at least top 5. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. And yeah, we're playing 2 Mirrex, a little bit more instant speed stuff. And one of the big reasons why they play this deck is because they think Make Disappear is phenomenal right now. It's really good against the ramp decks, that's for sure. And they would just wanted to have the best Make Disappear deck. Sideboard, Destroy Evil, great sideboard card, Shielded, opposing Vetting Announcement, Temporary Lockdown. So nice when you can blow up with this. Leyline Binding, of course, all kinds of things. Another Regal Bunnicorn, perhaps against decks that don't pack good removal, like Mono Red Aggro, for example, doesn't like to see a 6/6 early on. Like, this is a huge creature in this deck, trust me. 3 copies of Protect the Negotiators, just more counter magic. That also makes the Soldier pretty nice. 2 Wandering Emperors, a little flexibility that, you know, can come in against a control deck with sweepers, but it can also come in against a mono red opponent, you know, buying you time, killing their thing, going a little bit in a defensive role. 2 copies of Elspeth Smite, also great against aggro or yeah, various creatures you want to exile, like Underdog or Dread Knight. Lantern Flare, really good against aggro, can also come in against the Nespa Legends deck, of course, killing Shieldred, killing whatever, you know, getting rid of the creatures. You should have enough creatures on the board to be able to kill a lot of big high toughness creatures of theirs. And then last but not least, Tocasia's Welcome, which it comes in against like all the grindy matchups pretty much. And this card is just, this Soldiers deck is, funnily enough, you just outgrind people with this deck. Like, you, at the end of the game, you just have more resources than your Golgari midrange opponent. Although the Golgari midrange opponent has an average mana cost that is much higher than yours. So you would think that they would beat you over the course of a longer game. But yeah, this deck can grind so well between Knight-Errant, Veteran, and Elspeth, and then especially Tocasia's Welcome post-board, that you never run out of gas, and you can like outgrind all these fair decks. So yeah, that is Soldiers. That is the Simon Nielsen Soldiers list Player of the Year. Notably, also took down a huge super standard qualifier on Sunday, last Sunday, on Magic Online. So this deck might just be the best deck in the format. Let's find out in the gameplay. Enjoy. Is this the best deck in Standard? I mean, it made top 4 at Worlds. Only a few people played it, and then it won the biggest tournament right afterwards. It's not bad. It helps that you play one of the best cards in Standard as well. Yeah, okay. Just play the Bunny or play Harbin? Bunny's gonna be a 3/3, but a 2/2 now. I'm a bit afraid that they kill my Bunny. I think Bunny is kind of good against the red deck because it's big. If they kill my Harbin, it's fine. I just want to have a big Bunny. I want to have a big Bunny. Attacking with the Pia. I'm just tempted to block, honestly. Like, the Pia has got to be very important for you now. I just have a second. Main phase Emperor. Okay. Weird. Just never seen that line of play in my entire life. Okay. I could bounce this, so I could just go with this and that. If I bounce that, I can attack here. Doesn't seem all that good. I'm just gonna play the Bunny and chill. Bunny is the one that kind of didn't impress me. Looks a little bit random in the deck. It's something that, I mean, it can get really huge. Maybe it's like for some matchups, really, where that's exactly the card you want. The cheeky House Mouse. Could have jumped already, but like, still at 13, I should be fine. Opponent does not play the cheeky House Mouse. What are you keeping up? Another Emperor? You already have one in play. Okay. I mean, 2 mana 7/7 ain't too bad. So, what are we doing here? If I attack here, they're just gonna jump. I could just chill. Could just do nothing. Maybe play Otawara, I guess. And then just pass. It's like, I don't really want to see my Bunny die. And next turn I have better attacks when everything's a 2/2. And this is also kind of important here because I'm starting to not have anything left in terms of card advantage. Although this does not find me the Knight-Errant, unfortunately. L2 now. Okay. So we can Eiganjo this. So I could just like do this, that's 5 on that, and then face. That's it. It would be good against aggro and hoses some decks that weird words. You mean the Cauldron decks? Danik? Danik is a sideboard card against the Cauldron deck. It's definitely real. Ba, 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 ba.
Our swords will cross again.
Come on, come at me. I love it. Why are you not attacking with that one? That makes me giggle. Decisions like that. So you have 2 blockers, block bunny, block 3/2, take 4, 10, 12. I guess I just play a little bit more of a grindy game, get rid of the land. Instead of trying to like race or whatever. I mean, instead of a 9/9, drawing cards there. Ooh, hi. Could just attack over the course of 2 turns. They're gonna block my recruitment. I'm gonna bounce it. And then, yeah, be good. Just losing to a sweeper, but I find it unlikely that my opponent plays a sweeper. In their red-white Pia deck. Okie dokie. So, sideboarding. Red-white Pia. Maybe Lantern Flare? Probably. Elsewise. Didn't show me any removal besides Emperor. The bunny looked good there. I mean, it did some serious damage. What do you put out though? Maybe the Frontliner? Make disappear doesn't seem all that exciting here. Seems a little grindy as well. Maybe I want to welcome. Probably not though. I'll try it like this. I think this is a matchup that's already good. Or at least I don't see any of the sideboard cards affecting my opponent much. Besides the Lantern Flare, perhaps. Okay, sure. No. Not a mouse. My opponent. I think my opponent sniffed it out. Oh, Real Seeker. Huh. Real Seeker. Do I double block? Take 4. Next time I play Bunny and Recruitment, I have 2, 4, 5, 5. It will be. I think I'll just take it. Reasoning really that the bunny is big if I take the damage. Huh. But I guess it's also my only opportunity to get an Harbin out, so maybe I should do that. Knight-Errant of Eos would have been pretty insane here, huh? house mouse is getting in there. Yes, Salazar, I'm coming to Leo. I am. There's the blue. I think I'm just playing this. I'm not gonna keep up, make this appear. I'm one soldier off. Damn, maybe I should have thought about that a little bit more there and not trade with the mouse. Oh, they were kind of unlucky there. Oh, oof. Ah, the concession. Oy. Not Mirrex hand, but this way the other way. I don't think this is good enough. Like, this hand is already awkward in a way. Okay. Where's my Knight-Errant? These hands would be so absurd with the Knight-Errant. I mean, I would just go recruitment to Lunarch Yotian, then wedding announcement. I think that's just a pretty strong start. I expect nothing less than another top 8 finish from you. I actually haven't, you know, had any like major success lately. Sparra's Headquarters Plaza. Like, I guess my most successful tournament was in Naples, where I made like 18th or whatever. No! You're ripping my heart out! I just want to resolve a Knight-Errant. I really haven't had like a top 8 or anything in a long time. Not a long time, I mean, but yeah, it's just quite some while. Gonna attack and then Eiganjo my Harbin. No Eiganjo. But I have Eiganjo. What is this pile? Why are you playing Sparrow's Headquarters? Are you playing Talia? The 4-mana Talia? I think I'm just... Oops, no. I think I'm just chilling. Just chilling. There's an Eco in Toffel, yeah. No attacks, no nothing. Okay. Cool. So this can exile my own guy and protect it in a way. What do you have? Wandering Emperor? So weird, just passing. I wonder if I can get in with this or not, if it's just gonna die. I can protect with the Werefox, but then... But protected with the Werefox. I don't have a removal for like a shielded. I'm so far off from getting to 5 soldiers. I mean, this is like 1, 2, 3, so it's quite far off. These two are not soldiers. Laura. So you draw an extra card this way, huh? Do I want to prevent that? Yeah. Why are the veterans in there at all? Gain life. This is not an aggressive deck. This is more like I build my board. That's how I flow. And then I kill you in one big swing. That's how it works. It's not an aggressive deck, really. It's more like a combo creature deck. Where's that deck list from? It's from the World Championship. It took down like a big standard qualifier. It made top 4 in the World Championship. Hey Yoshi, wieso spielt man nicht die weiße Virtue im Social Deck? Passt nicht in den Flashplan? Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe look, like you need a high density of creatures in your deck. That's always a little bit of an issue with the Knight-Errant. So they already play like Vetting and Make Disappear, so that's already 8 non-creature spells. So I think that could be a reason, you know, like like the more you put in your deck, the worse it gets, and then that doesn't make sense. And then like you don't want to tap yourself off with 5 mana because you always keep up Make Disappear and have other things to do with your mana. Like I can see some reasons why they didn't want to play it, but like it's team handshake, so they probably thought about it, you know. They did not think, like, that would surprise me if they didn't at least think about it, you know. Okay. I'll tap you, and maybe wait a minute. I tap you. That's it. Yeah, I don't know. Aw, just a bunny. I don't have Make Disappear up. Awkward. Maybe I should have just tapped all. I'll play the bunny. Yeah, I should have probably just tapped all. I mean, this is my like second game with the deck. So, but yeah, like you're likely gonna find a 2-drop, and because I've Make Disappear already in my hand, and I can play the 2-drop. I wanted to have 2/2/2s in case they, you know, like that was my thinking process. I wanted to have 2/2/2s to block the gigs. They just completely blanked on Takenuma. They're playing some weird Legends hybrid, like Infernograss and Make Disappear. Bunnicorn is a soldier at heart. He wants to be a soldier at some point. He's pretty mighty already. He doesn't. Just funny. I'm thinking about trying to Fox in an elf deck when we get Cavern of Souls and Pioneer. Wow, that's deep. This is an elf. Wow, I didn't even know. Weird. Okay, elf fox. All right. The most normal thing in the world. Again, boarding lightly, I would say. You're just kicking out the Bunnicorn. It's an undercover elf, yeah. Maybe the Bunnicorn is also an undercover elf. 8% mythic, lowest I've ever seen. Wow, you found him. 8% mythic, that's... You don't find them often in the wild, I can tell you that much. That's even more rare than a Bunnicorn. 8% mythic. Rona. Awful 1/3. Stopping me in my tracks. I was pretty impressed yesterday by the Cauldron deck. I don't think so. That is not gonna happen. This Rafine card seems pretty good, huh? He just conceded. Maybe he wants to go down to 0%. Maybe that's the goal. My opponent just discarded the Sheoldred. Right before turn 4 hits. Yeah, I think I'm in trouble. No? I guess not. No, just loaded with spells, multiple Sheoldred. I love the sequencing there. Just cut down before you draw. Yeah. Dreamroot Cascade in there. Another cut down gone. I mean, that's a really not that good card against this deck, so it's not terrible. I mean, it has some targets, but it's surprisingly bad. Which, you know, people probably don't play that well against this deck, I guess. When they brought in like cards that didn't normally are very good against soldiers, but not that good against this like token pile. Yeah, could be trying to see how low one can go. It's a science experiment. To the bottom of Mythic, he goes. And certainly has all the fancy artworks. There's a Giggs. I would expect the Sheoldred to hit the battlefield after you discarded one. Just like, yeah, I'd rather have Giggs in my hand. Okay, we can play this grindy game. Thanks for the follow. Probable Luck. Probable Luck. That's a deep name. Go for the throat goes. Okay, your hand is loaded. Planes. Oh my gosh. There's some combo here. Obviously works very well with the channel lands. And Rona, I guess. Still haven't resolved. Oh, I have resolved the Knight-Errant, right, in the first game. Against this opponent. Lunarch. There was a Knight-Errant. Bye-bye. Okay. Good attack with the recruitment. Two cards in hand. So Flowberg is gonna grow and grow. Should I just attack and see what they do? They might just not block, honestly. Guess I could discard one land. Make this a 4/4 block here, and then if they have a channel land, I'm really screwed. Because this, yeah, I mean, I can still kill it, right? Yeah, I'm gonna do this so that the Slowbird grows to a 4/4. No, sheer receding. Just have all the removal. What is this deck? Okay, well, okay. Wow, they hit 3 lands. Yes. Okay, at least they did this before blocks. So now I can just bounce it. Oh shit, when it leaves the battlefield, oh my god. Oh, I thought when it like, oh my god, yeah, you're right. God, that was a punt. I thought it would only do it. I mean, I'm not sure it was a punt. It's nice to get their big guy gone, but ooh, that's nasty. So anyhow anyhow. So that's why they played that many Takanumas, I guess. I see you, I see you. That's pretty strong, yeah. That's pretty good. Any way it leaves, it gets killed, whatever it is. Doesn't even have to have any counters on it. Yeah, that's pretty busted with Channel Lands, I guess. That's pretty busted with Channel Lands. It sort of like draws you free spells every time this thing dies. Or you do the return stuff. Never seen this in standard, like do anything. But yeah, that's really effective. Oh, one's prepared. One has all the removal on the word. A little late to the party. Alright, I'm good. I'm good. I've seen what you do. I'm good. Okay, interesting. Kind of super grindy matchup. Like, they have so much removal. I'm just gonna bring it up to Tocasias. What do you board out? Maybe some counters? Maybe I need the counters too. I don't know. Ba, ba, ba. Okay. Quite often that I see hands already like with 2 lands. I'm getting a little unlucky in that regard, I think. But yeah, like basically reducing one of your spells to a 4 mana bounce. There's not many legendaries in this deck. Has its risks, for sure. You also have upsides of... Oh my god, why did I do that? I mean, it plays around Make Disappear, actually. Maybe it's smart, but probably not. Because I can also not counter that. Oh my god, this is just... Ah! 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 Not cool. Oh, shit. Probably have to do this first, right? Glad you asked. But no, no. I say no. Oh man. Yeah, it is seriously unlucky, of course. Like, that's just like, what are the odds? But, yeah. Like, I basically, whatever. Like, having exactly 4 lands, and then exactly those 4 lands be exactly these 4 lands, is so unlikely, right? Like, what are the odds, Frank? Frank, what are the odds of that happening? They gotta be so low. Greedy boy, I'm here. Great. Opponent made a mistake. Oh no, they didn't make a mistake. No, they're right on. What they did in my instep. They're right on. The Ravenman production engine here. Yeah. Let's just move on. I don't see ourselves winning this one. But this deck really, I don't know. This deck has many ways to use its mana, so does it need that extra flood insurance? I'm not sure. Candy Trail, Field of Ruin. Mono white Paragon is my guess. Mono white land destruction dot deck. Do I have basics? I have a bunch of basics. Okay, I'm good. Oh. Okay, I'm intrigued. What's gonna happen to me here? Green. Green Field of Ruin. Candy Trail. My opponent's not the lowest rank either. Okay. Yes, blow it up. So they're playing the turtle, I would guess. They're playing probably Paragon still, maybe a green-white land destruction deck. Who knows? I guess I take white. Seems more important. Okay. Hello. Ding ding ding. Na, hallo, guten Tag. My friend. Soldier, soldier, soldier. Knight, soldier. Harbin. Yes. Combo assembled. Very nice. You get yourself a free for. Yeah, you want to destroy some more lands, don't you? Give me a bunnicorn. No. No bunnicorn. Maybe my opponent has a sunfall. I will find out if they have a sunfall. I will find out. They have a candy trail. A candy trail. My opponent knows I have the Harbin. Like, this deck just... It's kind of funny how we're struggling with the mana situation here. Wait, my opponent did not search for a land. Excuse me. It's like, last game, double legendary land. Now, double Mirrex. Just... The pain is real. Pain is absolutely real. Gain 5. Congrats. Yes, yes, yes. You got it. Okay, go to 11, play vetting. Just a bit of a crippled game here. My side. Yeah, farewell. Great. think it's just me being seriously unlucky, honestly. Like, I'm losing against the most wonky decks. I don't think they're bad matchups. It's just the deck is just having a bad variance hit here in the last few games.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show
Why are you playing green though? Haven't seen a green card yet. Kind of curious. Any updates to enigmatic fires? Not really. Don't know. Heliod. Haven't played that deck in a while. Okay, so you tell me I could play Zephyr here, technically. Don't get any upkeep. I have not played any green cards. So do I want to play a Zephyr? Probably. Just use my blue mana, I don't have much. Gotta use it while I can. Yeah, like, I mean, at this point in the game, I got like farewells and permanents from the board. A hard time believing I'm gonna win this. But I know how the script goes. Like, the mono white deck is not equipped to deal with this deck at the slightest. Especially post board. When there's more counter spells in play. They make disappear. Cheap flash threats are just no chance for the mono white deck. But if you have the double Mirrex draw, yeah, you get wrecked, I guess. Do I want to do anything else? Maybe grind a little bit. Stravel. It's good against temporary lockdown. Tocasia's welcome. Could be fine. I mean, I don't know. Like, this deck obviously is good. It performed very well. So it's just gonna be bad variance. And in theory, also these games, how they played out, like, it was just variance. So. When to play Bunnicorn? Against like decks that don't have much removal, I would play Bunnicorn. Like a 10-10 gets the job done pretty quickly, you know. Play this. Use all of them. Can't play a sweeper right now. So I guess I'll just attack like this. I guess they could have depopulate. So I think it's an unlikely card to be in the deck though. Maybe it's too risky to go for the errant. I think it's okay. They have to have depopulate. I just want to kill them and like fast as possible here. Oops, sorry. Maybe just these two guys. they have a depop, the game is very over, I agree. But otherwise, the game is also very over, yeah. In the other direction. Ah, okay. Cool. Eh. Maybe I should have played the Harbin, actually. Just bounce that. Yes, do it. Do it. Veteran is not a soldier. Nope. Good. Good of me to bring it in. So destroy that, block here, take 8. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Oh, I could have also Otawara. Jesus, miss lethal. Oops. I mean, it was helpful that they tapped themselves low. If they have free mana, I don't know if I'm gonna Otawara tap myself out, bounce the 3/4 there. Maybe, but maybe not. If they have free mana, probably not. Okay, so they have Lauren. The only thing they can target with Lauren is the betting announcement. I could take it out for what? Emperor? Yotian? It's not the best card against temporary lockdown and all that stuff. It's not. My sideboard seems kind of... Thank you for the prime. So what has for 36 months. Still my longest subscriber. Hanging in there. Appreciate the long support. Much love. Lunarch is a cleric, yes. Not a ossification, alright. Okay. Bit surprised to see that card. This makes soldiers, right? Yeah. I should have it in my deck, not you. Still haven't seen a single green card. What are they playing in green? Is it the turtle? It's gotta be the turtle, right? Turtle makes sense with like Field of Ruin and so on. Could draw some cards here. Make my army bigger. Probably should just draw cards, right? If I do this, I'm gonna lose all my guys. Like, I'm gonna lose 2 of my guys, and my guys are gonna be 2/2s. I make my protect worse. I get 2 more guys as well. I think I should do this. Ugh. Huh. I'm just gonna counter that. I'm gonna draw 2 cards. Oh my god, the Mirrex. Are you? Ugh, you gotta manually tap. Oh god, I'm gonna change it forever. Some people have this, right? Where is it? Is it like if I'll try this. I'm gonna see how that works. Some people have like it's gonna suggest. I see it when watching their streams or videos. It like suggests you, but it doesn't do it yet. And then you have to do one more click essentially.
Run away. You'll be safer.
Okay.
This is what you get.
All right. I mean, really, yeah. See, it does give you the option to autopay. Yeah, maybe it's just better and safer. It leads to less frustration. Maybe like this. They jump. It's okay with me if they jump block. Oh, they jumped the other one. Oh no, they didn't. Okay, maybe it was wrong actually, the more I think about it, because like what I did here, I mean I killed off a soldier, but they gained a 2/2, and a 2/2 is more relevant as a soldier, and I did it for 2 damage on the Elspeth. I don't know if that's worth. It basically gives you a stop, but you can still choose to autopay, which I really like about that feature. Like you can still just go with the normal way, but it doesn't. You like get to choose essentially, and it holds you back a little bit. It's certainly better for playing tournaments. Okay, I guess it does slow you down a little bit, huh? Which is a bit annoying, I guess, but that's fine. Okay, cool. Well, I'm so far ahead on cards. No. That I don't have to play into a sweeper at this point. Zephyr and Cepheus, it's kind of cute together. Infinite protection. Okay. Well, I'll just make 2 more free frees. If you don't mind. Pass the turn back to you. I haven't been drawing lands in a while. Still have a Harbin down there, which is nice. These 2 have 4/4. I'm even betting announcement. Yeah, good card, good card. 2 more 4/4s. And a Harbin on top. Oops, no. A Harbin on top of all of that. That's 16, 21, 26 damage. 27, actually? 27. Combo assembled. 25, 2, -2 in one turn. And much better in Field of Ruin. The whole Field of Ruin stuff with Sarah Paragon is just a little too cute for my taste. And there's, like, it used to be reasonable to do that because actually it's a little bit annoying, not gonna lie. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it, the tapping thing. It used to be interesting because I guess Legends really didn't play any basics at some point. And then it becomes good, but if they already play like one, it became less good of a plan. And then like Grix's mid-range had like you could cut them off blue and red because they only played swamps for a while, but even I don't know, even that game plan wasn't like the greatest at all times. What do I do here? Just play Knight-Errant. Might play the Mirror here. Soldiers deck. Maybe they play a more conservative soldiers list. I think I should just get a betting out though. Yeah, I think I'm going back. It just annoys me a little bit that they ask me every single time. I just try to be more careful. I mean, if you do this, you technically also see how they tap and yeah. That resolved quickly. Oh! Nice. Nice synergistic deck right there. Oh, it's Esper. Esper with a bad start. Now we go again. This is Simon Nielsen's deck, yes. Okay, I have plenty. No, this is humans, so I only have 3 soldiers right now. Bunnicorn is an 8/8. At this point, I don't think I need more value, so I'm just gonna. Like I don't need to chain the Knight-Errant, I would think. Just gonna, like, everything's gonna be huge. All my creatures are gonna get buffed here. My opponent hasn't done shit. I have like a bazillion power on board. They only win with a sweeper. Yeah. So if I do this, because they have Wandering Emperor, I can. They lose a 5/5. Lose a small guy. So they go up to 18, block this, take 8, 14, 20. They have to block here, then they take 5. Should have lethal. Yeah, kill the bunny, go to 18, take 7, 10, 16, 20, 22 damage. Okay, I mean, this game was just like opponent played solitaire here. Opponent played Dennick and Wandering Emperor turn 5. Okay. So I know that Simon brought this card in against his Esper midrange opponent, which was interesting. Maybe just respecting sweepers. Dennick into Derek into Rafine. Ah, yeah, good old Derek. No, Dennick into Rafine is so rough. Yeah, I mean, Dennick into Rafine is rough for any deck, but yeah, Soldiers doesn't have any interaction, so you really fall behind. I think Simon also said that he doesn't like his Esper mid-range matchup too much. Yeah. I don't know, it felt to me like that handshake. I mean, they put 2 people in the top 8. But they were on 3 different decks this time. They really didn't didn't break it this time, I think. I think the best deck is just Esper midrange. I was thinking when I saw the metagame numbers that I was thinking, oh yeah, 20% Esper midrange. I'm sure Team Handshake is just all on Esper midrange, figured out a good list. I mean, it's so obviously the best deck. And just if you have a good list, good team, blah blah blah, you're gonna be good. But no, none of them play Esper midrange. Surprising to me for sure. And then, yeah, it turned out that Esper midrange actually was the best deck, or, you know, they had very good performances. And I would say that people still didn't play, like, very good lists. Like, there's room for improvements in that regard. They still, you know, the deck performed very well. Although, some had very good techs. So, like, the Japanese Lord Skidder was a nice find for sure. So just play Knight-Errant here. You can go back into the VOD if you want to make a screenshot, and then you can make a screenshot there. How's Esper midrange distinct from Esper Legends? It plays more removal, it plays Wedding Announcement, it plays Wandering Emperors, it plays like a mid-range game. And the Esper Legends plays an aggressive game, lots of 2-drops, 4 Skrelv, 4 Talia Guardian of Raven, and just going ham attacking the opponent. Lots of channel lands with the Legends. So it's an aggressive deck. Probably likely keeping up Make Disappear here. Sort of giving me that vibe. Maybe just to go for the throw too. Gotta be really, like that's a huge thing with the Soldiers deck. You gotta be really careful what you choose to do with your removal spells, especially on Knight-Errant. The Zephyr Sentinel has to be on your radar at all times. And that's certainly where you get big points against players that, you know, don't play around that. But you lose points when people play around the Sentinel, of course. If you can, if I can sniff out the Sentinel, I play differently, and then they can't use their mana effectively, and so on and so on. Is there any decklist for join an event? I'm not sure what you mean. Mr. Arne, can you explain the role of the Lunarch here? As he's not a soldier and does not work with Harbin at the beach. So this is the combo creature deck that puts a bunch of creatures onto the board, pumps them all up with Beachhead, Harbin, or Wedding. And then you just want to have life gain raise. It's a 1-drop for Knight-Errant. They wanted an additional 1-drop, and this is the best they found apparently. Just gaining life is important. Doesn't really matter that much about soldiers. I'm trying to explain what they were thinking, which is a little bit difficult without knowing what they were thinking. I'm also seeing that it's a bit difficult to get Harbin to 5 actually. You usually want to play Harbin and then have 5 soldiers, and it has been difficult. So I don't know. I can see the anti-synergy a little bit there, but yeah. 2 cards. So what do I do here? I don't have a counter spell, so if I amass a big board, they might have Reaper. Could just Knight-Errant again. Oh, jump in where you match up. I don't know if there's any decklist now. Jumping at 20 life. Maybe not a good idea. I don't really mind if they make this appear here. They don't even want to. Okay. Anoint with affliction on my Harbin. Opponent really hasn't learned from their past experience. They had a window to be tapped out, but I guess they didn't have a good target. But yeah, like, even if you don't have a good target, as long as it's a Zephyr's like, if they have Zephyr mana, just don't do it. Just wait until I tap my mana, you know? And you gotta be a little patient there. In a lot of spots, and my opponent clearly was not patient.